How people decide to word things can be a hit or miss when it comes to certain conversations. And that's why this one that happened to my brother has to be discussed, because I want your opinion. Because this could go two ways. It could be that Uber Eats is trying to make my brother, in this case, feel very salty and pissed off. Or it can come off as, hey, this is what happened and I need you to be aware of it. But I want your judgment in the comments below with your opinion upon which way do you think Uber Eats was going with this message. So my brother, here's the backstory, was out doing deliveries just a couple of nights ago, and he received an apartment complex drop-off. He buzzed, he called, no response. Now, I will say this. What he ended up doing is leaving it at the front door. He took the picture for the customer. This was a meet at the door. This was not a leave at the door. So he took a picture of the actual food in front of the main door since he couldn't get up. But he did not take a follow-up picture on his camera phone. And if you don't, I'm highly recommending that you should do that step just to back up yourself going forward. Now, after he dropped off the food, he did receive his tip, and he did still keep his survey at whatever percentage it was already at prior to doing the drop-off. But he did receive this message from Uber Eats. Delivery not received by recipient. We received a report from the customer that their order was not received. Although you marked the order as complete, here are some recommendations and ways for how you can use the app to create the best experience for customers. Now, if you're trying to notify me of something happening with my customer's food, I don't think trying to give me tips is the best way to go by this, because that makes it feel like you think I did this. Now, the biggest conspiracy is that the drivers are always to blame, but they're not. My brother proceeded to tell me that when he was doing the drop-off, he left, but he did see another delivery driver go up with their bag, with the food in their bag, noticed that they could not get in the door, and when they came back out with their food delivery bag sealed. Is it possible that another driver did steal my brother's order for his customer? Yes. Is it possible that the customer made a false claim? Yes. Anything can be possible, but the way they're narrating this kind of makes it feel a little bit more attackish. If you see a prompt to enter a PIN for deliveries, you can ask the customer for their order PIN before handing the delivery to the customer. Understandable, but this was a meet at the door and the customer was not coming out to begin with. If you have troubles finding the customer's location, the app can help you verify that the delivery address is correct. He was at the correct address. Uber had nothing to do with that. If you're having troubles finding the customer, you can contact them through the banner that will appear after you arrive at the drop-off location. He did contact them. Uber, these are not steps that the driver didn't do. These are things you're insinuating needs to be done, which they're already done. Number 4, if you see the customer has selected meet at the door, you can use the app to try to find the delivery address for handoff. You can follow the in-app prompts to locate the successor's location to successfully hand the delivery off to the customer. Yes, but Uber, if the customer does not answer the door or buzz us in, we can't do that. You can accept or reject address change requests. If they contact you for a different address, this would have been great for me 2 years ago, you can accept or reject the request if you can and want to deliver the order to the new address. However, sometimes customers just want to call you and tell you that that's not the right address, and they hope that you can, go off and do it. At the bottom, here's what it says. Repeated instances of undelivered orders may represent a violation of your agreements with Uber, and if applicable in the country, Uber's community guidelines, it may result in deactivation of your account. You can check out more tips for using the app to complete deliveries by tapping the link below. Thanks for delivering with Uber Eats. Well, thank you, Uber, for threatening just another driver, and this is not a biased opinion because of the fact that it's my brother, but you all clearly read that out with me. The way that I look at that is Uber automatically pinpoint the driver to blame. And like I said, it's not always the delivery driver that is subject to be blamed. Yes, there are some bad apples out there, but does that mean Uber has the right to accuse people? If they keep doing this, and if they do deactivate drivers, and this is the first time he's had that email in 1,400 deliveries with Uber, but if you turn around and you say it keeps happening, but it's a one-off here and there, how can the company not justify and back up the delivery drivers? I know to them we're just a number and we mean absolutely nothing to them, but it's complete garbage that the first thing that they do is assume that the delivery driver had anything to do with the fact that the customer did not get the food. So I want to know in the comments below, have you experienced this situation? And if so, if you are a driver that got deactivated for it, how many times did it happen before you got deactivated? You go ahead and comment below, and I'll catch you lovelies in the next video.